It's a different philosophy. The way you see the world might be rubbing off on me someday. I can be who I wanna be. Guess I'm stuck inside with these worries.
Hey, traders. Happy Monday. Good to see we didn't get a Black Monday. And I guess we're just starting the stream like we always do, looking at the same asset. But we look at a lot of things, right? Just starting with this one. Bitcoin up 1.67%, stuck at the same price it's been at for, months really. I mean, you were at this price June 17th, June 18th, months ago, right? So you're just stuck near the bottom of maybe a range. Stuck certainly below the key inflection point of 2017. Could be a type 2 return of a bullish shark, type 1, type 2 that hasn't yet rallied. Or you're just setting up for much lower prices. Below 19,891, I don't really care about the harmonic. I think it certainly could play out, but just it's the context that concerns me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being prudent and cautious and, waiting. I would rather wait for Bitcoin to break above this level and back test it, but it's below it right now and it's been staying below and it's been regarding it as resistance all last week twice. So but yeah, at the same time, it is showing like all the variables that a bullish harmonic you would want to see. Like you're talking about the system and stuff. You got the M shape, you got the type 1, you got the type 2, you got the bullish divergence on the second low, seller exhaustion implied. It's all there, man. It's all there for a break to the upside. But you know where you are. And history tells us where you are long enough equals straight down to 14K. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. And then it would be straight down eventually. So I get how, there is a bullish argument here that has developed and it's very interesting. And you can't say I'm not bringing that up, that it exists here. I just worry about the macro conditions. Bonds crashing, yields going parabolic, the Great Britain pound imploding, hit its all-time high, took out that 1985 peak, which is just unbelievable how crazy things are getting on other markets. S&P 500 closed its daily today, high or the lowest close since 2020. All those things, and the volatility index is over 30, and it just keeps making higher lows. It's above the 200 moving averages on multiple time scales. That type of stuff's just, you can understand why, even with how good this looks, how concerned I am with it and everything else that exists on the planet, except maybe some nice puts or shorts, right? It's just, you can't get mad at me for being, in another world where none of that crazy stuff is happening. Dang, man, this could be a certain trade setup right here. It really could. This is how bottoms get put in. Here's the thing, right? You got to think about it like this. You see this harmonic, right? And you see it. It's like, wow, it could be the dream. And then you go to something like Hess Corporation. Okay. It is legit kind of like the exact same thing going on if you flipped the chart. It's the exact inverse thing going on Hess. If I flip this chart over, how is this not pretty much Bitcoin? How is this not the Bitcoin chart? In ways, right? It kind of is. But the thing is, we know the macro is bearish. We know everything's terrible. Records being broken. We're talking about debt crisis, currency crisis, energy crisis, soon real estate crisis in ways probably. So it was a bearish pattern that had completed with a type 2 return, in really bad economic conditions. So that's great. That makes your argument really strong for potential reversal here, and it happened. But then you go to Bitcoin and it's like, dang man, it's the inverse. Let me flip the chart over, right? It's kind of just like, hey man, you know, you got the harmonic and it's type 2 return and divergence there, but there's literally nothing bullish in the world right now, right? Macro wise, that's the problem. That's the big issue. So I think it's okay, and I'm sorry, this might be the sim analysis, whatever. I'm really just trying to go into it to understand, like, if it played out, that's great, but it'd be a rose in a landfill. Okay, it would be one singular rosebud that bloomed in a landfill. That's what would happen to Bitcoin. This whole argument, bullish argument, played out. That's what would happen. Dang man. So it would be good to just wait for a break. At this point, if it's gonna actually play out, it's gonna break back above 19,891 and break the supply line from November, right? The really well-established downtrend supply line. You break both of those, you wait for a back test, then we can talk on the day that those things are occurring. Just until then, man, I think it's okay to just sit on the sidelines and wait. But yeah, I get it, man. The argument's kind of there, and it's been presented to you on a silver platter. They don't always play out there, okay? Ooh, all right. You kind of get where I'm coming from. I'm not crazy, man. All right, cool. 4-hour resolution's coming. I mean, it'll be here soon, right? You got like, yeah, you got some sort of like, right? You see it. There's a supply line clearly locally, but then, yeah, I mean, you might have some sort of, I mean, like, how do you even, there you go, right? You have the wick low, the candle low close, 2 other wicks. That's it. So resolution, the closer you get to the apex of 2 converging trend lines, the higher the probability becomes you'll get resolution, whether it's a break up or down. I don't know. And I just talked about why it's really tough right here. But, you know, at least we know a break's coming in the next, you know, couple days, max, I would say. So buckle up for a move coming. And I'll tell you this, certainly holding up better than currency pairs, traditional currency pairs like the euro, pound, the baht, the rand, the krone, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, you name it, man. Holding up better than all those. Those look like freaking S coins now, right? And we're gonna look at those today. We're gonna look at a lot of things. We're gonna look at the European index funds that are bad stuff too. They've been bad though. There's no change there, right? UK 100 last night hit its lowest level, I believe, since 2020. The offshore Chinese yuan, it dropped to its lowest level since May of 2020, soon to be at all-time lows. Dude, there's just so many things going on right now. It's just tough to be like honed in on Bitcoin only, man. All right, Ethereum, sorry. Ethereum, man, no one's buying it really. They're holding it up above this inflection point. It hit 1223, which is 2018's dead cat bounce peak. Rallied off that, off some bullish divergence. Now it's just hanging out, holding 1266 twice. Hey man, if you go to 1420 here, it really wouldn't be that weird. It would actually make sense. It's like you rallied, you confirmed accumulation above the key inflection point you can see from earlier this year. And yeah, if it ran to 1420, whatever, man. Who cares? Like it'll go for a back test and test it as resistance and roll over later. I'll tell you one thing it's probably not going to do, no matter how high it goes, it's not going to take out the highs from September 11th. So it'll rally, make a lower high, and then roll over again later. But you're just, I think the inevitable, based on wave structures, is 1020 or so. But yeah, I mean, just like Bitcoin's developed that bullish divergence on the daily, here it is on the MACD on your Ethereum chart too. All right, it's there. I mean, it's implying a reversal. The reversal takes you to 1420 or even somewhere in the 1500s, just lower than 1800, and then roll over later. So that's where you are on this one. You go to the weekly on it, or what happens? You know, you closed above the 200-week moving average last night. You're still above it. But the issue is, right, you've got bullish divergence on the daily. Then on the weekly, you've got hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so your daily and your weekly are telling you literal opposite things. So it's like maybe the daily plays out, it rallies a little bit, 1420, and then later this continues to play out, and then you roll over after that. So still pretty much right at the bearish control zone here. You're in it. All right, you're at 39.5 here. Yeah, that's your second largest crypto in the world. Amazing, man. BNB. We should get through some of these cryptos because they're really not like the centerpiece of the day. Yeah, I get it, man. There's bullish divergence on the daily across the crypto market. It's there, right? On your larger cryptos, they got bullish divergence on the daily MACD histogram. Not on the RSI, really. I guess here, maybe. Staying above 40 on this one's nice. I mean, if it gets a rally here, it's not going to be that surprising. But at the same time, history tells us you're not at a great area for a strategy to strategize a short or a long. You're just kind of in coin flip territory. It's going to just do what Bitcoin does. It's really not bad. I mean, like you rallied, a big rally, then you have this methodical sell-off that not even come close to threatening your previous lows. So it's okay. You know, I'll tell you, you're probably going to 330 again if Bitcoin's shark argument with the type 2 with the divergence on the daily plays out. You probably go up again for second test of 330, 350. But it's a huge if, man. Again, the macro, if you're just ignoring the macro, that's crazy, man. Like there's some serious stuff breaking in the world economically, and there's nothing wrong with being risk averse, really risk averse right now because of all that stuff. Okay, middle of nowhere, in between two massive levels. That's kind of it. It's trying to hold on to this candle low close from May 13th. That's about it. Just got a total real quick. You know, total.
I like turtles.
There's bears out here.
Okay, bears out here. Remember, had the weekly candle closed last night below the 200-week moving average. Currently testing it again. Hasn't rebroken it. You'd imagine if Bitcoin rallied and everything it rallied with it, you'd break it easily, but not yet. You're just testing it. You were above it earlier. Got to like 910 billion. But that's kind of it. Just looking at the weekly again. Remember where you are. You think eventually 763 again, maybe even 700 billion. Gonna require a massive sell-off. And here it is. Here's that really clear, undeniable MACD histogram bullish divergence total as well. So, I mean, if all this plays out, yeah, it's implying a reversal. But remember the weekly oscillator still implying hidden bearish divergence. It's clear here. It's starting to build again. Positive Momo. But here's your downtrend, trying to break that heart line. Wow, oh my God, it's doing it, right? It's resistance, 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 resistance. It's trying to break it now. Oh my God. I guess that's, if you break it and you rally off this, go figure at the daily divergence. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Crypto looks a lot better than stocks, dude. I'll tell you that. That's one thing that's real. You know, with all this uncertainty and bad times, crypto holding in there way better than the stock market and currency market. It's wild. It's outperforming. We got lots of Joshes in the chat. Josh is in the community. BNB, let's go to XRP. Down 4.4%. After a nice weekend. Working on a bearish engulfing candle, not a big one. Falling back below the 200-day simple moving average. That's going to be confirmed in 40 minutes. It looks like you're just resetting the oscillators. Pulling back some. Now the pullback normally 32.5 cents. So this one's a little different, right? Because it was like catching crazy bids after a spring back test, high volume, all that. Where do we pull back, man? You go 50% retrace, come down to 41.1 cents, test that as support, or even just test 47 I'm sorry, 44.8 cents as support. You know, one of these levels gets back tested as support, no big deal. Why reset oscillators before running again and you hit 58.50 and then show bearish divergence? There's no bearish edge, what I'm saying on the daily. No bearish edge. It's just strong and nothing's implying a reversal yet on that, on the daily. 4 hour, no bearish edge. Nothing implies that buyers are exhausted yet. But at the same time, it's, you know, working on that daily bearish engulfing. So, and could be looking for a back test of sorts, one of these levels. So it's nice, but it's not like if you were going to long it, man, it was a spring back test. XLM2, that's when you long. You long at one with long assets when they fall below supports and they rally back above supports and they back test them successfully at support. Okay, that's what XRP did, and it did it really well September 16th. That was it. That's it. Every single day we look at this chart, we talk about 32.5 cents and its core and the price action's correlation to that level and other levels too that are important. We got sirens. Hold on a sec. My God. Yeah, look at the volatility index. It's in the title of the stream. We're going to look at it. We're just getting through the cryptos, like the larger cryptos, you know, knocking them out. Okay. Cardano. You think, hey, man, this could be it. This could be the exact area to be longing, right? 886 spring back test. Some divergence, convergence there. I mean, this is it. You know, if you don't hold this level, you go down to 40 cents and 38.8 cents after this. So it's kind of like Bitcoin where, man, you could really like it here. Heck, man, it's showing another harmonic too. You could really like it if the market conditions weren't so historically terrible. Look, it's another shark. It's a shark and then a shark. Again, man, it could be good if the macro wasn't so bearish. It very well might be the lowest risk area ever, but I'm just saying, you made these highs. Then you made a lower high than the previous highs. Now you've made lower highs than the previous highs. And you keep staying at the same price pretty much. And you know how I feel about the weekly on this one. Look at it. Look what it is. Look what this asset is doing. It's just a very well established descending triangle on the weekly, below the 200-week moving average. I have trouble trusting anything bullish in this market right now until the macro stops deteriorating. It only deteriorates. It only gets worse every day. You get that, right? It's not like just, oh, it was bad and now no news. No, like every single day something's breaking, or we're breaking 2-year, you know, records from the COVID crash and stuff. I mean, that's happening. And so until like we just stop doing that stuff, hard to be bullish on a speculative asset class. Even if the technicals are pretty decent, they're okay. But they're okay on like the daily and the 4 hour. Then you get the weekly and it's like, this is terrible. I don't know why you want to own this right now. This is an 88% retrace from your previous lows. It really is. We know that. It's like a harmonic completed and it's done nothing. It's like a dud. There's nothing occurring besides the lower highs locally. Understand, that doesn't mean I hate Bitcoin. I want to see it go to zero. I hope the teasers, I hope like the bullish argument plays out and goes, you know, we get above 19,891, then we back test it as support, and then it becomes the world reserve currency while all the other currencies collapse to zero. But Bitcoin's going to 100K. I hope that happens, right? It's like romanticism of Bitcoin. That's what we're all here for. But it hasn't happened yet. 19,891. It's your level. But at least we know 4 hour resolution's coming. Okay. Do I even care to look at Sol? I mean, what's the point, dude? I don't know. If you look at the weekly, man, nothing to do till, you know, 27, 24 bucks, 20 bucks eventually. It's sitting there. It's trying to hold on to the lows from June 6th, right? You can see it's trying to hold. It will hold and rally if Bitcoin rallies. It's just going to underperform miserably. All right, just holding on to some levels here. Just going where Bitcoin's going. Almost done. Dogecoin. Okay, dude. Okay. Below 6.5 cents, only bearish. Get above it, we'll talk about it. Until then, screw it. No point in even caring. I know, it looks like a shark, right? It's trying to anyway. It's not there yet, right? 886 is like 5.4 cents. So hit the PCZ before you can even say potential W shape or something like Bitcoin. It's just not there. Thoughts up 5% today. Wow, look at these S coins, dude. Look what they're doing. It's holding on, man. It's holding on for dear life. Look, it tested this low from July 13th and it's rallying off of, man. It's going for a back test at 668. All right, nice, dude. Yeah, there's just not enough sellers right now in crypto. So all the selling's happening on other markets. Okay, let me shift it to the S&P 500 because that's the headline day. It had a headline day, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. The lowest daily candle close. Look, it took out, you understand, this is the lowest daily candle close of the entire bear trend we've been in since earlier this year, since pretty much the beginning of the year. You took out the lows from June 16th. Traders have settled up lower than that. Here it is. There's really not much left, man. There's not. You're talking about like swing lows, like 32, 37. Finally oversold, 27.79. Negative momentum building again. It's ugly, man. It's real ugly. As we filled the gap on Friday, we caught some follow through today. Closed below the gap fill. There you go, man. You get why it's kind of like tough to be like, oh, I love Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin has got that argument for maybe some upside. You look at this and you're like, how does it play out, you know? Dow Jones Industrial. Oh man, you gotta understand how bad this is. You've broken everything. I mean, you broke the pre-COVID crash highs now. You get that? You know how bad that is? You could have owned the Dow Jones Industrial, chat, for 951 days and you'd be losing money now. Bought just before the crash and you rallied and you survived it. And now you're right back at those levels. So we got weird tribal screaming. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah, you think 27,400 at a time. There's a gap fill at 28,367, so we're going to go with that as the next target on the Dow Jones. Fill the gap, November of 2020. Okay, that's not good. That makes you kind of be like, how can you be bullish on anything in the world right now? Like, for real. On a speculative risk-on asset class like crypto. It just makes it tough, man. I prefer number go up, money printer go burr, and then I'd be really happy about crypto potentially bottoming out and rallying and trade and all that stuff. Just NASDAQ composite has not done what the Dow Jones did or the S&P. It has held up somewhat. What I'm saying is it has not taken out the lows from mid-June like the S&P and Dow Jones did, but it did do something really bad today with confirmation. Candle close confirmation of a bearish breakdown below 10,823. If you watch the stream, you know that level is always here. Look, it's the first time, like July 2020, and then 22nd. And then look, you got August 2020, it flipped support, October 2020. That's the level. That was how it inflected there right before mid-June. So you're in a lot of trouble, man. These
markets got my grandmother spooked about losing all her boomer money parked in stocks. I told her to move it all to Pulse Dogecoin so she can live like a king and not eat czar bugs. Thoughts?
Wow, your grandma knows about the bugs? Base grandma. Okay. NASDAQ equals Bitcoin chart? Kind of. A little bit. Bitcoin's been below its key inflection point. The NASDAQ just fell below it today with a candle close.
Thanks for the education in TA.
Is that a joint?
Thanks, wife's boyfriend, for the 420 super chat. So below this level, it's real. If it's real and you don't pivot, you know, from the September 2020 low or the June low, I think the downside potential where you are, you got another 8 to 9% downside before you even see the pre-COVID crash high. Remember, the Dow Jones has just fallen and closed below that level today. So you know NASDAQ's a much better performer than Dow Jones relative to its peaks from February 2020. So you can't say this is good, this is bad. Bad close. Russell 2000, that was terrible. The weekly candle close last week was ungodly bad for Russell 2000. Oh no, right? Oh no. You're so close, weren't you? You're in the category of the NASDAQ composite where you didn't take out your June lows by a couple bucks, man, a couple dollars. The target, I think, here is 1607. As you can see, peaks from 2018. Look, peaks from 2019, a peak from 2020. That's your target. Below 1700 and change, 1600. Oversold, no edge, man. It's bearish, man. It's not good right here. Not good. You've broken the key inflection points. Remember last week? I'll show you again. Look at this. Awful. You're already, if say it closed, the weekly closed like tomorrow, it'd be the lowest weekly candle close since November 2020. There was a gap fill at 1645 that was filled in mid-June. Looks like you're going to test that again. 1600 target. Hidden bearish divergence was so real, and now it's starting to play out. First level negative momentum after it developed. Oh man, weekly 37. There's so much downside potential on Russell 2000 on the weekly RSI. Okay, below the 200-week moving average. You know that, man. You don't do that often. Okay, we look at the index funds. Let's go look at the volatility index. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX, that's the thing that worries me, man. Like, I think, hey, if stocks just do this weird methodical sell-off every day and no limit or no circuit breakers get triggered, it just grinds down and kind of has scrub rallies, and it really is a soft type landing. I think Bitcoin has a higher chance of playing out, of it pivoting and rallying hard and stuff, but this is the one thing that will kill Bitcoin with everything else.
Bark tipped $25. Hey Mitch, is it too late for an Ergo peak? Brad rocks.
No, it's not too late. We'll look, Bark. Thanks for the 25. Much love. This is the thing that concerns me more than anything about Bitcoin. It'd be gold. It'd be anything. Because everything's going to correlate to one when this thing actually does what it did during the COVID crash, or in 2018, or 2009, 2008. That's what I worry about. It's so elevated. It's above 30. You're above 30, things get really weird, really fast. So this concerns me. You can see it. It was the highest daily candle close today since June 16th. Yeah. Elevated volatility, accumulation of volatility, been going on for years. So yeah, there are many times where you've hit 31 and then rolled over and gone back to, sub 15. Right now you're not. Okay, this will be the kryptonite to Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's been able to outperform the index funds lately because this has been tame. If this stays tame, I think you got a better chance for the Bitcoin shark type 2 return and double bottom with, or bullish divergence of the daily. Much better chance of that actually catching bids, upside potential. But if this thing starts going hard, Bitcoin's going to dump, Ethereum's going to dump, all crypto's going to dump, gold's going to dump, silver's going to dump, commodities going to dump, stocks are going to dump. It's all going to dump together when this thing starts breaking, to, near 40. In fact, this thing got so close, the beginning of the year to 40, but it never did. They're keeping it below 40 because 40 is when the algos switch from investor mode to trader mode and things get really scary really fast. So again, You're elevated. I'd be really careful when you're elevated like this. What could happen? But when this thing starts spiking 20%, that's when circuit breakers are triggering. You know, I'm live at random times because of insane market conditions. But it hasn't happened yet, so Bitcoin's okay. Bitcoin's fine with its little bullish argument for now. Okay, VIX. We can look at golds. Gold, you know, on its Monday, which that closed, it's now Tuesday on the gold chart, had its lowest daily candle close since April 3rd, 2020. Fresh lows, fresh multi-year lows. So pretty god awful right now, and there's a lot of downside potential based on historical price action. Yeah, that's it. It's terrible. You can't be bullish. It's made a lower low. It's in a well-established downtrend right now. It's broken key supports. History tells us you got a lot lower to go. Yeah, any movement's going to be a scrub rally, buyer induction before going lower. It's pretty terrible, man. Gold. And then you can look at silver too, I guess, right? Silver terrible, right? Made a lower high in the previous high after making its lowest low. It's rolled over. And it looks like it's going back down to 1735. Remember what's going to happen here in like 4 days. It's the monthly, more important than everything. And it's the 2008 high, candle high close. February 2008, candle high close. All right, look how bad it is. You have bearish engulfing candle below the 200 month, below the inflection point, and a very real bearish back test of the 200 month and that key level as resistance. You're right at like 40. Downside is a lot. You know, say from exactly where you are right now, downside potential like 25% downside on silver. You could imagine what's going to happen to silver and gold. They're going to go much lower if the VIX goes berserk. They just are. Let's go to the Great Britain pound now. Let me show you, because this is the one that has the data. The others do not have the data. If you look at the Great Britain pound to US dollar, none have this much. So you have to go to the US dollar to Great Britain pound to see it hit all-time highs. If you flip the chart, all-time lows. This, if you flip the chart, this is the Great Britain pound to US dollar. You can see it. It's awful. This is your monthly chart. Each candle represents a month. Looks like you're getting real close to the highest monthly close ever. The highest monthly close ever was right there at 92,420. Do that there for the monthly. Okay, so 3 days, 23 hours till that's confirmed. So much can happen, but that's insane. Like a 10% candle, right? 8.38. It was 10%. It was like 11, 12%.
Mitch, did you ever check BTC/your chart? Looks way more healthy.
Yeah, I think so. It looked kind of the same. Like, when I looked at it, I was surprised that it was strangely not interesting. US dollar, it was the monthly, you know, probably got something like this. Look how you like broke it, you know. Let's adjust here. Oh yeah, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, but either, oh wow. Now look at that. Wow, look at this monthly channel. Beautiful channel respect right here, I would assume. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. So understand, you are overbought in a massive uptrend that's been going on for what, 14 years? Okay, 14-year uptrend. You're overbought. Really? That's what you got going on. Look at the daily. Oh, look at this daily, man. That's crazy. You're very elevated. So a pullback could make sense, but I don't know. It might be more than technicals. You just don't know, man. It's scary. Let's go to the euro to the US dollar. Fresh 20-year lows yesterday. It's a new day on this chart. Right? It broke supports, all of them. All of the supports were broken. You get how the only thing, there's nothing here. It's like a straight line up. You broke below everything yesterday and the day before. So why can't it could go down to 90 cents eventually if you're talking about just technical levels. Why not? That's it. Straight line up. Why not straight line down? I'm not going to be surprised. The longer you stay below 96 to 97 cents, the higher the probability becomes you go straight to 90 cents. So that means like another 6% downside from here, really. Wow. Awful. It's got a beautiful channel though. Yeah, beautiful down sloping channel. Oh, hitting near oversold in that. So you bounce around, you can rally, make a lower high at parity.
Gentlemen in the mix.
10 years Treasury. Debt market unstable?
Yeah, I'd imagine, dude. We'll look at it. We will look at it. So this is your euro. I mean, hold on. But then you got Japanese yen nearing its lowest levels in a long time. Let's go to the weekly on this. It's crazy, man. It actually is insane. Yeah, you're working on well, last week was the lowest weekly candle close since, 1998, and you're working on it again already on the new week. And Japanese yen to the US dollar, hidden bearish divergence playing out like a charm. Very oversold, and just seems like you're headed towards the 98 lows, but then have identified like this crazy bullish butterfly 1618 pattern completion zones like 6663 or so. Full reset coming, man. It's terrible. US, let's see. Oh, I have these. Canadian dollar. I mean, there's one support left, man. You took this one out, didn't you? Once this low from May 2017 breaks, there's nothing till 68 cents. That means the currency, Canadian dollar currency, it falls below that level. I mean, you got 6% downside, just like on the euro. Australian dollar, a lot of trouble. I mean, it's heading down to the next support. Nice. 63.675. Once that breaks, wow, like nothing till 60. And then 57. But then you got like the Norwegian krone collapsing, as you can see, 92 cents. This is the weekly. Terrible start, right? Lowest levels you've seen since March 2020. It's probably going for full on 886, if anything. 786 coming, but 886, 8.729 right here. That's probably where you're headed. That's, clearly nothing here. Look at the Thai bot. Hit fresh lows. Holy crap. Fresh lows on the last week and look, immediate fall through. And you're sitting currently at your lowest price since October of 2006. We got a currency collapse going on, Larry. I mean, you don't see it's happening right now. This is currently going on. Colombian peso also imploding. Like what it's doing on the new week. Working on its lowest weekly candle close. I don't know what is going on this chart. I don't even tell you. I guess I don't even know if we can't even look at that. It's so broken here. But you're working on like maybe all-time lows on the Colombian peso. Okay. Good God. Here's your Hong Kong dollar. Hong Kong dollar about to collapse probably. Once this level from 2018 breaks, it's just good night John boy, you know. Well, 12.734 cents. Yeah, Swiss franc screwed too, yeah.
0.00380000 ETH.
Thank you, cash or short. Those are, yep, those are two great positions to be in right now. Or, I mean, it's a little bit limited now since the dump. I mean, God, there were just better areas, you know. Especially like think about the individual energy stocks, man. Come on, patrons. That was like the golden setup. Think it's over for individual energy stocks and destroyed. Down like 10% in 2 days, roughly. And it's probably not done. But yeah, that's where you are here. Look at this. You got the Singapore dollar. Look at it hitting these key supports. I mean, maybe you bounce here, man. But if you don't, you can see where you're headed. If it doesn't hold here, this is a key level. This might, you know, this is finally one that has a real support. But you're at it, man. Here's your Chinese yuan, the offshore Chinese yuan, hitting its lowest level. Oh, did it do it, man? Just think of it. If it closed right here, it would be all-time lows on the weekly, but it didn't yet. It's still got 3 days, 23 hours. We got 4 days, man. But you just look at the 3-day, and you can clearly see, unless if it closed the way it did right now in 22 hours, 13 minutes, it would be the lowest 3-day candle close in history ever. Be taking it out, man. You get it? Currencies. Polish zloty getting wrecked. Fresh wreckage. Lowest lows ever, I guess, on this chart. It's never seen this 20.165. I'm speaking to you and we're at the lowest levels ever. There it is. Do you see it? New Zealand dollar. Parabolic, man. We're going inverse parabolic. Now you're hitting this one little low and high from 2003.
US dollar FXCM has more data on it. They are showing data from 1972 somehow.
No, that's cool. Yeah, we can try to take a look at that in a minute. Thanks, dude. All right, so New Zealand dollar hanging on by a thread, you know. Holy crap. Momo shift, by the way, right? Real bad. Mexican dollar, Mexican peso that, you know, was looking kind of, this is what we were looking at, but it was, we not just said that there were higher lows, but you were also at the top of a resistance, so it could be the worst area too. It looks like it's rolling over like everything else. It's not correlating well. No, I don't think any currency pair you'd be wanting to long against US dollar. I mean, whatever. You don't have to short it either. You can just sit on the sidelines and wait for this insanity to finish up. I don't know how long this is going to last, but only makes lower highs, lower lows, right? So, okay. Triple topping, maybe. It's almost like now, you know? It's almost like now you have this whacked out head and shoulders looking stuff. So, long-term downtrend. What a nice rally it's been, but now this is developed. Like, really? Okay. Maybe you're headed to 4.655. What about the Danish krone? Look at the Danish krone. Destroyed. Just obliterated. Almost every currency pair. The Czech koruna, destroyed. You saw your lowest level since April 2020, and looks like you're headed towards 3.8364, the COVID crash lows. And look, the low from 2015, low from 2016, that's probably where you're headed. Here's your Swiss franc. Held up better than most, actually. I think you're probably headed to 97.71 down here. Look at that 200 moving average being regarded as resistance. Momo shift. Look at it. Head and shoulder stuff. So bad. Yeah, next level probably coming soon.
Get yourself a couple of beers, dude. Alan from Liverpool.
What's up, Alan, dude? Yeah, dude, let's head on back, man, to that bar. We'll head back there, dude. Thank you.
USA,
20 pounds.
Get wrecked, losers.
Thanks, Brandon, for everything. Okay, you said the euro, the US dollar has more data on. You say it was crap. Hold on. FX. Oh, is it just Forex? Put on. Maybe. Is it different? FX CM Forex.com though. I thought that's where I am right now. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Oops. Hold on, let me good lord, I've got so much work. Old work. But I'll tell you one thing, the old work, you know it's ancient work by me when the horizontal lines are white. So, yeah, look what you're doing. All right, the euro is sitting at this 1989 low. Once that's taken out, 85.782. There you go, man. All right. Let me change these to light yellow. Downtrend continues, certainly, right? God. It's almost like a butterfly, isn't it? Like a big old butterfly being worked on right now. No, it's a deep crab, so it's only a 161. I couldn't imagine. Oh my god, a 1618? Not too bad. 1618 is the target of the butterfly, which, okay, I mean, that's getting you close to 85.7 down here. Yeah, that's your pattern completion zone. Your complex wave structure on the euro. Butterfly, make it purple because it's, you know, butterflies are kind of feminine. Helps you remember which pattern is what. It's the butterfly. Completes around the next support. If this support of 95 cents doesn't hold, you know what's coming. If it doesn't hold, I think you have 10% downside. Look, history tells us up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? Only down 10% on the euro when this one last 1989 level breaks. Pandemonium. It's just, like, what are the repercussions going to be? Bad, really bad. There you go, Larry. All right, so we look at the currency pairs so you kind of see what's going on. Really bad. We didn't look at US oil. It's up, man. It's up a little bit on the new week. It's down though. Right, on the new week, dump only, going to 75 bucks. 75 bucks doesn't hold, most likely $61 in time. Right, history tells us that. So it's a massive inflection zone. Oh, just terrible. Just so bearish. And it's beautiful though. You gotta love it, man. You got to love it. So now all we say is we're staring and we're waiting for $75 to be tested and held in a rally, or to break and to go to 61 bucks. That's about all you got left. You can talk about an 886. That could happen too. A low to high. 886 takes you to 70 bucks. So that's like a minimum target, right? You're talking about a big old bullish bat pattern or something. If it completes 70 bucks. But if you're at $70, history tells us that it seldom reverses there. I guess a couple times it has. That's your target, 70 bucks for just a full 886 from your previous low to high. I would say that's an adequate target there. Yeah, dude, Vegas is coming, man. Vegas is this weekend. In 2 days, I'll be flying out. Super exciting, a little anxious. Let's go to natural gas. Well, it held up. You know, it saw its lowest price intraday since July 15th, but rallied to close. And maybe it's going to catch some bids here, but still a little concerned about it. But yeah, high or low. It hasn't done anything too bad yet. Like the trend's still technically in an uptrend. Here's your weekly. I mean, the weekly looks bad though, right? It's like second high, massive bearish divergence. Hard to want to own it. I would think a full reset in time. Whatever it does, it's going to go up and down, right? But I don't think it's going to recapture its highs. And it would just make the most sense if it went from this low to this high to an 886 for a full reset. That would be the best high, you know, higher low before it pivoted and rallied and continued upward, you know, you'd think. But it's natural gas. It's one of the strongest performing assets in the world right now. It has been anyway. Even with the bad stuff selling off, you can see it didn't react well either. But it's still making a higher low than its July low, which is, show me many stocks doing that. None are, really. I mean, barely any. Let's check on that live cattle futures chart. Ooh, got nuked a little bit yesterday. Past few days. But this is what I'm talking about. When volatility picks up, you're going to see it on every chart, on every asset class, every sector, you name it. Nook and cranny. If the VIX goes above 30, stays above 30, and starts spiking, all of your commodities are going to get wrecked. Copper are going to get wrecked. Look at copper. Oh, it's so screwed. Look how close copper is to falling to the abyss again. Hey, it held this first time, but now here we are. Right at it, and it's just better look out. 2018 highs. This doesn't hold. Say a minimum $3, but then after that, eventually it could be going down to $2. And this is, you talk about full resets. X, A, B, C, 886 all the way down at 225 or so. Very well where it could be ending up. Okay, metals wrecked. Cotton broke its supports. It's done. All right, cotton's probably done now. I think cotton below $92 to $97 equals $65 in time. There's so much downside on cotton. That was the attempted rally. That was it, too. That was pretty weak, man. That's a dead cat bounce. 50%, right? High to low, dead cat bounce. Pull out the textbook. Cotton got its dead cat bounce. And now it's done. And 65 bucks is the next target. Okay? Nice, dude. Somehow coffee's up. Somehow coffee cannot be destroyed. Still below the 200-day moving average, but tomorrow it may not be. It may be above it tomorrow. Bullish and golden candle and above 220. Coffee is a Rubik's Cube. You're just like, it seems like it's done because it's topped out and it's made lower highs, confirming distribution, but it just doesn't collapse yet. It doesn't roll over. It stays above inflection points. It's a tough one, man. Orange juice futures probably going to, I see this looks almost identical to what hog futures did before it was done. Very, very, very similar, right? The lower high, the bearish and golden candle. But there is one macro event that is coming that could do something to this chart, and that's what happens. You have Hurricane Ian that will be hitting Florida pretty directly. It will be direct, and that could do something to this chart because oranges, and in Florida, this could usher it in. So interesting. But hey, the VIX doesn't matter, right? Volatility index, things start spiking, things are gonna get wrecked. Look at corn. Look at corn, right? Corn's rolling over below its 200-day moving average. Hey, look how pathetic the performance has been so far. You can't even get to, oh no, is it a dead cat bounce too? Corn? 50% retrace, Chad. That's a dead cat bounce of sorts. If this really catches follow through, man. 50% retrace and beginning to roll over. You gotta wonder, right? Is inflation peaked? They get that VIX to rally more, of course, on paper, yeah. Because all these charts, all these commodities we're looking at, paper charts. Look at your seafood chart. This thing just, ever since it confirmed an upthrust, back test of upthrust, with all the bearish divergence, that was just beautiful. Only down, number go. Right, next target, 83, 84 bucks. Up, down, up. Right, down, up. That's it. Your target's 84 bucks on seafood. Greek seafood. I'm not saying real life inflation's peaked. I'm saying inflation might have peaked in terms of paper. Like we're talking about charts, maybe. Yeah. The things like they ran up, they hit their same levels from 08, 09, some above, and then they reversed violently. And all they've been doing are dead cat bouncing since then. By the way, the daily candle closed 2 minutes ago, a little late. But yeah, just looking at this stuff. Let's go back to Bitcoin because you're local on the lates. All right, Bitcoin daily engulfing bullish engulfing candle confirmed, chat. You already have another one. You have one that's already valid still. So again, where I stand on this is very tough because in a textbook, or at least the system, right? You get it. Like, let me show you real quick, all right, what I'm talking about. What is so tough is the macro. Makes it almost something you don't want to mess with because it's just so brutally bad. But hey, man, who says in those market conditions that's not when reversals get put in? Of course, man, fear's too high. But I'm just saying, look at this. It's the same variables as something you had on Litecoin at a bottom in 2020. Right here, it's the same, almost the same type of situation. Where, right, you had big drawdown, COVID crash. It's a little different, right? This came off of the COVID crash, right? So, but the M shape presented itself. It was a shark. It completed, and you showed really nice accumulation. And then it was gone. It ushered in the entire reversal. You go to Bitcoin in early 2019. You go to Bitcoin in early 2019, and it created, the same type of behavior, an M shape, a Gartley, hitting its pattern completion zone, 786, 1414, bullish divergence down there. It was one time, even two times, and that was it. It ushered in a reversal. No one's saying that doesn't exist on Bitcoin right now, but you will forgive me. You certainly will forgive me if in this particular situation, when you're below 19,891 and the macro is so scary bad, currency pairs hitting all-time lows. I mean, you have a currency crisis, debt crisis, energy crisis going on right now. The volatility index elevated. You'll forgive me for being really reluctant to be like, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, next step's this, man. Easy. You get it? You can't get mad at me for being concerned. When it's showing the same things we've always looked for a long, it's just kind of tough in these conditions. God, you know, it's like I'm trying to just get it across to you the best I can, because you're always going to be someone that comes like, dude, you were saying it was bearish, man, but this was going on. You know, it's just really tough right here. All right, let's look at these requests, right? I have no optimism on crypto or Bitcoin below 19,891. You just can't. It's a rule. You could wake up, boom, it's down 10%. When you're below 19,891 too long, you could wake up and Bitcoin's down 10% and has run to the next level from history, which is 17K or 14K. Just like it did in June, just like it did in late April, early May, and just like it did below 50K in late December. When you're below levels, man, I'm willing to miss out on a little bit just for a break above 19,891, then a back test. That would be the Jesus. Just don't have it, man. You may not get it. Okay, first request.
That ticker has been frozen for a bit and it's bugging me. 0.000260011 BTC.
Sorry, dude. Talking about the Ethereum one? Ethereum ticker frozen? It's good now though, right? It can freeze. Thank you for letting me know.
Still in stow from 27.80. Got any targets?
We'll look at it. Thank you, dude. Thank you. All right. First request. Kush Doge Malone coin. Come on. Pulse Doge Kun chain. Nah, dude. Not looking hot, man. Jeez. That was it? That was all you had? You've rejected the 4-hour moving, 200 moving average? You know, it was so weak it couldn't even hit a 236 from its high to low here. So, God, man. I don't like its price action. I don't like it hitting an 886 from this high to low. You are not in an area at all that makes any sense, right? I mean, like for a strategic entry or something, it's either $2, $1, or shorting at 450 to 480, or if you break that and back test it, maybe longing above that on a breakout. But dude, there's just nothing here. Yeah, you hit an 886, but this is it so far. There's nothing to do. There's no swing trade right now. I mean, I did break a supply line, but that's not good enough. You can't just make another lower high. You can't do that, man. Stop making lower highs. Stop making lower lows and lower highs still and rejecting 200 moving averages. Kush blunts, don't do that, man. You could still be in store for a 190 support, okay? You could still be in store for that. Flip your coin in between these levels. Flip it, man. Flip it good. Ergo. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, Ergo in a lot of trouble. Heading on down to 250 easily. 250, below 250, death and pain. Below 250 equals 192, which is massive downside. Look at one time no, second time everyone knows. Broke the bad action magnet move. And probably full reset. 886 on ERG from the low time. Remember, this doesn't do anything. It just happened to be one that was selected by market participants to pump. And at a key level, it reversed not once, but twice. Confirmed the top was in, and now it's rolling over. And 886 takes you down to $2. Certainly not going to be surprised if we see that eventually. 886 lines up with a key level from May. Sure, I would wait on that. I would wait on that. But maybe it holds, dude. It just why even worry about it? It just had its pump, dude. It's on the other side now. Look what it did. From this high to this high, it made an 886. It was like a shark. was like a perfect shark of sorts. Now a little shallow, you know, on the B point, but again, look at that, man. 886 right there. Type 2 return. Give me a break, man. Look at the performance of that. It's beautiful in the end, right? And it's just, there was bearish divergence, man. I would wait till $2. Eventually, you'll get it. You're patient. But Bitcoin's holding up, dude, so everything's going to be fine. All right? Bitcoin to Euro, just real quick for fun. This isn't a request or anything. I just want to look at it, okay? Someone's like, hey, man, this is holding up way better. This looks identical to the Bitcoin to US dollar. This is Bitcoin to the Euro. It's the same thing almost, right? Maybe it's a little bit more shallow. Same type of shark behavior. It's maybe a 786. Yep, see, that's the difference. The US dollar saw... That's weird. How did the Bitcoin to the US dollar chart see an 886? Okay, I get it because it's paired to the stronger currency. So this to the Euro, it only saw an 80% retrace. Interesting. So it is technically a cipher, I guess. It's about the same. It's like one fib node off. That's the difference between them. I mean, it's a little bit stronger. Trying to complete at the 786 versus the 886. Okay. That's it though, man. Look left. Good God. Not much there, is there? What's up, the guy? Thanks for the... You hit the scrub. What? They hit the sub. Let's see here. Oh, look at the 10-year Treasury. Well, I mean, I know the US 10-year, the bond yields, which is mooning. What we could do is flip the chart over. I mean, this is the Treasury, but this is the bond itself, not the yield. Mother of God. Look what it did though. This is wild. That's log scale. Wow. That's insane, man. There was this like 1981 to 1984 old supply line, and it was tested and tested and tested and tested, and now it's broken. And now you're sitting at the highest price since 2010. And once that breaks, it's a very real inflection point. My dude, this thing could go insane. Go to 5% or more. Folks. Get it? Insane. Hidden bullish evidence played out wonderfully. And now you're just at a level. You're at a 2010 peak, 2005 valley. That's it. Above that, it's 5%. Probably fast. Okay. If you flipped it, this would all be your bond, your 10-year bond, Treasury bond, collapsing at its lowest price since 2010. You get it. If it breaks, then way lower. Okay. Bitcoin's gonna do it, man. Yeah, dude. No one sells crypto anymore after the stock market closes. Weird. Like never. It just holds up. Are we out of sellers? Until that VIX goes berserk, I guess Bitcoin's gonna be okay. It's fine. It's outperforming everything. All these currency pairs and stocks. For like I'm talking the short term. All your yields are mooning and stuff. But we could look at just the bond futures chart and see just how bad it is. You know, hit fresh lows, multi-year lows, lowest low since 2014. Heading on down to test 136.23. When that breaks, it's done, dude. I don't even know what's going to happen to the world markets when you're breaking 136.23 and this thing only has like one target and it's all the way down. You know, it's a strong tool. Like 13% downside below this last support where you're headed. You'll be there probably end of the week. It's crazy, man. Thanks again, Alan. The Bios, Bitcoin, 19,330 and climbing. You gotta love it. It doesn't sell off when the stock market's closed ever anymore. Let's go to the S Dow for Jonathan. Pump Bitcoin, man. Let's get that type 2 return bullish divergence play out. Sweet mother of God. Well, there it was. The S Dow, that was your target. That was the top of the harmonic. Casey Stubbs target, right? Aggressive targeting, always on a harmonic, is going to be the top of the structure. You achieved it today and no higher, and that's where you closed below it. So you're saying you're still in it? Well, I mean, there's really not much of anything here, man. There's no more inflection points. You broke all the inflection points, right? I guess you're just at the last one until higher. You could say maybe if things start melting down, which, you know, you never know. I mean, a gap fill at 65.60 eventually, if things are melting. I don't even know what's happening to the Dow Jones. Could just be way too high to get there. Maybe the next target, you just go one at a time, because go like with a low and a high here. 47.80 could be a next target, because there's just not much. But yeah, look at the accumulation. 1, 2, 3. That's a perfect 3 rising valleys. And you know, the confirmation line of the 3 rising valleys is this 41.77. That's the breakout of the classic accumulation structure. Bitcoin, 19,350 and climbing. It's pumping, dude. Maybe 19,650 is tested. This kind of could be the next level. Again, if there's no selling pressure on Bitcoin when stocks keep dumping, and the VIX doesn't pump, Bitcoin's got a good shot, man, of going higher. Who's there to sell it? No one's selling, really. So, okay. It keeps holding like these 18,000 level supports. But this is what I'm talking about, the Dow Jones, right? 886. You know the rule of 3. And here we go. Once this breaks, it could go insane, man. You got 2 targets, I guess. 47.80. 3 maybe. 47.80. 53.50. 65.60. Those would be 3 targets after. Okay. Real estate, looks like they are for now. Looks like they are. If they weren't, Bitcoin would just be dumping with everything else, but it's not right now. Past week, it's not really. I mean, you know, when you exclude the crazy Jerome Powell days, rate hike days, Bitcoin is in its own world. It's not doing the same thing as the others. Or we can go to the NASDAQ 100 futures right now, so you can see. Look at this. This Bitcoin's not really doing this. Bitcoin's been holding and holding as this continues to dump. We're talking the lowest daily candle close since mid-June.
Any chance of taking a look at fake Bitcoin GBTC on today? Am I just smoking hopium of a type 2 on the Gartle using the 18th March 20th low?
So anonymous, we can look. Thank you, dude. For the 15. Thanks, man. So, yeah, I mean, if the futures catch any sort of relief rally, Bitcoin's probably going to double, triple percentage gains. It's just not performing right now. So this thing's up 0.65% on the day. Bitcoin's going to love that. Bitcoin price action is going to love it. So any day that the NASDAQ doesn't sell off, well, any day the NASDAQ's been selling off, Bitcoin holds. You know, it gets scary, but it holds. But if you think about any sort of recovery on the NASDAQ, it's going to be incredible for Bitcoin based on its outperformance lately. Let me talk about some 4-hour bullish divergence a little bit on the NASDAQ futures. This is holding, man, holding the heart line of the big old downtrend it's been in. Okay, nice. Let's go to Bitcoin real quick so you can see it. Where it is showing everything you could dream of for a potential long trade setup or a swing trader. It's just scary market conditions and below 19,891, which is also bad. But above that, oh my God, it could be the Jesus. Lately, all you've been doing locally is lower highs. Maybe you break that little short-term trend, you know, where it's high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Now you're making a higher, you're gonna make a higher high than the previous. That'd be great. Not over yet. GBTC. Let's look at it, man. GBTC set on the 2-day. Gartley type 2. Dude, it's just like on this one, it's so scary below 1234, right? I mean, 1234, right? Below it, it's like all you do is up and down and up and down, up, 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 down. It's just below 1234, and all you did all summer was just bearishly consolidate, and you broke it, and you're just sitting there hitting your lowest lows, you know, every day. It's just $9 target, but you're talking about a Gartley type 2 returning. Talking about, oh, this said 2-day. Why not 3-day, dude? Or weekly, for that matter. March 2020. He's just talking about this. 65, yeah. That's an 886. I mean, it certainly is. It's at the deep value perceived area. It's the 886, but it's broken all key supports. Right, that's one thing it has done. Broke all the supports. But yeah, it's finally hit the 886. It didn't even do that. It's finally done it to like today. My God, is that real life? Actually today, not yesterday. Even all these days, it was not technically an 886. It's done it today. Wow, there you go. GBTC. Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, it's an 886 Gartley. Okay, well, that would be it. It wouldn't be holding supports. It wouldn't be pivoting off of a key support or anything. I think that's at $9, but yeah, maybe so, man. He asked about it. I'm gonna look at it. There you go. There you have it. It's just tough, man. I have. You can't be mad at me for being, or for having reservations about Bitcoin bullish trade setup at all because of everything swirling around Bitcoin right now. I think like, and that VIX is really concerning, man. Like when this thing starts pooping and crapping out and dumping, okay, but it's not. It's going places. It's doing things daily. The 4-hour. If you're above the 200-day simple moving average on the VIX, man, cause for concern. It's on the up, man. It's on the up. Else last request been live for an hour and a half, so thanks for coming out. I don't know, want to cross the markets, dude. You get where I stand on your favorite asset, right? Though it does have all the makings of a potential swing trade, long trade setup. The context is important. The macro is important. The volatility index is important. The context meaning when you're below this level, you run the risk of seeing much lower levels. The longer you stay below it, So until you break 19,891, I have lots of concerns and I have to be bearish. Even with this beautiful potential setup sitting in our face, I can't be bullish yet. I can't be. Sorry. But dude, you'll hear it from me first. When we break that level and then we start back testing this level of support and something like that happens, oh my God. You want to talk about two lows, then accumulation low, back testing old resistance and support? That's a long trade setup, and that could take you
Never
to...
mad at you. You assisted
That
me
could
in
go like
buying
that.
a Ferrari and paying off my mortgage. Conversation and debate is always good.
So anonymous, man. Well, thank you for crediting me with such awesome feats. Life feats. Thanks, man. Yeah, dude. You know where I'm never gonna steer you to where the pigs get slaughtered, right? Never. So if you want to be long on Bitcoin, it would always be best to miss out on a little bit and wait for this thing to happen, this occurrence, the spring back test. And the break of the supply line from November 2021. I mean, all of these things would be happening if you were to break that, but you haven't yet, and you may not ever be able to. So it looks incentivizing and enticing. Just remember what trend you're in. Remember how bearish everything else in the world is right now. So I hope it plays out though, man. I hope what it's doing right now, I hope it plays out and everything else gets nuked and it's Bitcoin only and Bitcoin is the king and it proves everyone wrong, right, in the world. I hope so, but that's asking too much right now. Okay. All right, well, thanks for coming out, everyone. Appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions. Remember, we are just getting days away from the Vegas meetup live stream from Vegas with Scott Carney in front of a live viewing audience. 60 to 70 y'all will be there. It's going to be amazing. So I can't wait. Just a reminder of that. So I'll be back. And remember, the merchandise after the event, you will no longer be able to buy the merchandise. Just letting you know. So I'll link the merchandise once more. So if you want something, 100% of the proceeds of this merch purchase goes to paying for the Vegas event. But it's also limited in time of its availability for you. So if you're a collector, if you want to own it, here it is. Yeah, there it is. All right. There's also the NFT as well. You can support the stream too with the NFT, but post that link too. Here's the NFT crowdsourcing link if you want to. All right, thank y'all so much. Pray for Bitcoin to get above 19,891. Because if it does, it could be an unbelievable trade setup opportunity for a bottom reversal. Yeah. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.
You take me aboard your rocket ship. I'll show you the cave of gold.